Hey Bayek, it's me Ian. And in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at classic Doctor Who, the golden age of the third and fourth Doctors. And this is The Face of Evil from 1977. This is a fourth Doctor story. It is the 14th season. It's the fourth story in the 14th season and was transmitted between the 1st of January to the 22nd of January. Four-parter. And before this, we've had Deadly Assassin, which was the Doctor on his own. Yes, you remember that one? And I reviewed that a while before. Now I'm doing them in order. But obviously there's some that'll pop up that I have reviewed more randomly before. But anyhow, so this follows that. And then after this, we're going to get the brilliant The Robots of Death, which I have reviewed somewhere else earlier. But look in the playlist and you'll find it. The Robots of Death is a brilliant story. It's one of my favourite. Anyhow, this is well worth looking at as well because there's a lot of great things in this story, including the introduction of a new companion. Yes! Now, it's written by Chris Boucher. And, wow, he's a great writer. He really is. Of course, he wrote The Robots of Death, 1977. He wrote The Image of Fendal from 1977. He was the script editor of all 52 episodes of Blake 7. What a series that is, from 1978 to 1981. He also wrote 9 episodes of that. Also, there's a brilliant series called Star Cops. Star Cops it was. 9 episodes, which he created, which he did for the BBC in 1987. That is well worth looking out for. Anyhow, the script editor was, of course, as usual, Robert Holmes. And we've got the brilliant partnership with the producer, Philip Hinchcliffe. All right. Now, it's directed by Pennant Roberts, who went on to direct The Sunmakers, 1977, The Pirate Planet, 1978, Warriors of the Deep, yes, 1984, Time Lash, yes, Sixth Doctor story, 1985. He also was the director of Sharda, which was the one that was never completed because of writers' dispute that was going on. It has been reconstructed, the story, but he was the director of that, what work, what live action work we've got. So that'll just let you know. Let's get into the cast then. Here it is. Of course, it's Tom Baker. Tom Baker as the fourth Doctor. Brilliant as ever. So comfortable. Really dominating the show now. Totally. And we've got Louise Jameson introduced as Leela. Yes. This is a great debut for her. It really is. And it brought her well into the headlines. She, of course, went on to be involved in Tenko, 1981 to 1982, which is a very well thought of TV series. Also, Bergerac. Yes, remember Bergerac? 1985 to 1990, she was in that. She's been in EastEnders in 1998. And also, she was in Emmerdale from 2022. I don't know nothing. Apparently, she must still be in that, I presume. I don't know. That's what it says on the thing. I have no idea, to be honest. But anyhow, there we are. That's what it's down as credits. Right. Yeah, incidentally, she was in EastEnders for 2 years, so she had quite a long run. That was from 1998 to 2000. So, yeah, she's got a good career, but she's also a lot of theatre, and she's a great supporter of Doctor Who as well now, and conventions and audios, and all that kind of things. Then we've got David Garfield playing Neva. He has, again, he's one of these TV actors, also in theatre, but his work goes back to 1962, and that's what how they do. They just appear all over TV. Then Victor Lucas, who plays Andor, is the same. He had a career which, in fact, went back to 1947 on TV. So that's early pioneering TV. In 1947, he was in, again, just in lots of series and theatre as well. Then we've got Brendan Price playing Thomas. And again, it's the same. They're all picking TV actors. He started from 1972 and continued in lots of TV shows. Then we've got a face that you might recognise. Leslie Schofield, who plays Caleb. I recognise him straight away. I thought, I recognise you, mate. The War Games. I've got a brilliant Patrick Troughton 10-part story, which was the regeneration story, that from 1969. He's in that. And guess what? We've got a feature film, Star Wars, A New Hope, 1977, the original Star Wars. He was in that. Yeah, I mean, that must have been really a great career high for him to be in that. That was fantastic, isn't it? Anyhow, another actor, Lloyd Maguire, playing Lugo. Love these names, don't you? Lots of TV again with him. It's just another TV actor going right back to 1974. So that is the cast. The one thing you do notice in this is that Leela is the only female in there. You'd have thought they would have maybe had a few more females in it if they're a tribe, but there we are. They didn't. Yes, it's a sign of the times, I think. But anyhow, now it was again at Ealing Studios. They built the jungle sets, and wow, aren't they wonderful? Again, and they were so creative in the way they were able to get the invisible, like what they call them, creatures, but what it was. That was absolutely brilliant the way they did that. But the story of this is the introduction of Leela, and it is quite a big thing. It got lots of press coverage, a lot because she's an attractive woman and was particularly seen as a good ratings grab for adults. The dads, as it always said, could watch her, and she wears a very sort of revealing costume. And that was seen as a very positive thing in those for grabbing ratings. That's how it was then. But I think performances are really good as we develop. There was, of course, problems, it said initially, certainly at certain times, she talked about them with Tom Baker. But I think Tom Baker wanted to be on his own still and talking to himself. Yes, but anyhow, the on-screen relationship is definitely developed through the series, even if in personal terms at first it may not have been that. But now she's they said they've talked over and got over in that. I know they do audios together, and they've done conventions, all that kind of thing. So yeah, but at the time, it was quite difficult, I think, for her. She wanted to make a big breakthrough into TV, and she certainly did. Now, what is this story about? Well, it starts with the Doctor. He's now on his own, and he lands on this planet. And he comes across Leela, who is she's been banished from the tribe. She's a female warrior. And at first, she's calling him the evil one. Yes. And he's saying, no, what's going on here? And we find out that there are two races on this planet, or tribes, if you want to call them. One is the Severtine, and the other is Tesh. And the Doctor, of course, notices so much things. He can see that it's actually come from the development of their society, from an Earth human expedition, which is on this planet. And they were controlled by this computer. And the sort of eugenic sort of experiment, I think, was going on in this. Definitely, there was a lot that the computer was controlling them. And of course, the real shock, and it's brilliant, is that we see the Doctor's face. That's why she sees it, because the face is there, like in the American presidents in The Rocks, and it's Tom Baker's face. Oh, it's brilliant. What a brilliant idea. So that suggests, and of course that comes to be, that the Doctor had in fact been in contact of a previous visit, and perhaps things hadn't quite worked out how we'd left it. So that is interesting. That is one of the ideas that came originally when they were looking at the script, about what if, the Doctor had been and revisited and see what happened when he had been there before, and its effects. And this is brilliantly, I'm not going to go into any more of the story, but the story develops in a really good way. There were, I think, certain critics and criticism about some of the story, but I think some of that is because this is such a brilliant season. I mean, there's so many high-class stories in this, and even the ones with Leela in, because I'm not talking just about, the Deadly Assassin, which is just an absolute classic before that. But we've got the Robots of Death, and we've got the Talons of Weng-Chiang, absolute Who classic stories, and they're in this season. So I think this story, now, if you reassess it, is looking stronger. It's a good, strong story. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. And I think it's one that doesn't get enough, coverage, really. I mean, wow. I mean, it's great. I mean, compare it with some of the stuff that you get nowadays, and you're thinking, wow, this is great. And it's well written. The ideas are fantastic in it. It's an excellent story. I absolutely loved this. I really did. But I'm loving all these. It's making me have such a respect and love for Doctor Who. Classic, proper Doctor Who. Hey, Bayek, I said it. I did my Yorkshire thing there. Proper. Hey, Bayek. But yeah, it is. It's wonderful. It really is. And, you can have all the money in the world and all the wonderful special effects, or not so wonderful. But here they are on a low budget with great stories and producing this kind of work. People need to be very aware of that. I wish people were. They're not enough. This is excellent stuff. That's why it's the golden age of Doctor Who. This period is the Doctor Who golden age. No doubt about it. Sorry, I'm going on. Let me just also say, it did come out on VHS in 1999 and also DVD. Here we are, DVD. Came out in 2012. As usual, it's got great extras. There you are, you see it. And there's the back. And as usual, inside, we've got the disc. And, there. the brilliant information you get on that leaflet. But yes, and here it is. I'm so pleased to have this. Here it is. This came out in 2020. Yeah, the whole 14th season. And it's on Blu-ray in this superb collection. It's got The Mask of Mandragora. It's got The Hand of Fear. It's got The Deadly Assassin. The Face of Evil. It's got The Robots of Death, of course. And, of course, The Talons of Weng Chen. Fantastic. Great documentaries as well. This is well worth having this. It's just fantastic. If you can get all that. There is a normal standard edition as well, I think. Wow. Yep. Brilliant. And that's it. I'm done. Yes, Bayek, I'm done. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And we'll let you know when I produce these videos. You get all that sort of stuff. Comes, Yes, it does. You can look at playlists and say, look at previous Doctor Who reviews if you're interested in Doctor Who. Oh, look at anything else I've done. Yeah. And also, if you like this, please give it a like. It gets it out into YouTube, into algorithms, and hopefully more people might enjoy what I do and check it out. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments. I love to read your comments. And I think that's about it. And it all costs note. So you can't say fairer than that, can they? So all I gotta say is, I'll see thee again.